80 Albanian migrants were jailed for a total of 130 years in the first 4 months of this year. They've been convicted, of a wide range of serious crimes, and these crimes, brace yourselves, include murder, rape and firearms offences. Last year, more than 800 Albanian criminals were deported back to the country. I am joined now by the chairman of Migration Watch UK, Alp Mehmet. Alp, people will hide behind this idea now that we've slapped a load of posters up in Albanian saying don't come to the UK. We've started deporting some people and the number of Albanians coming across the channel is significantly reduced and they've been replaced by people from places like India. Well, that would be fine if the problem wasn't already here, Alp.
Well, yes, absolutely. The problem is already here, and if the government had any sense at the point when people were entering, they would have looked more closely and scrutinised those who were entering the country to make sure that we kept out the bad ones. That, it goes without saying. But what I would also say, Patrick, is that to me it shows, I know you've rather poo-pooed the idea that there are fewer Albanians coming in now than there were. I'd like to believe that part of the reason for that is the fact that they are now being detained and they are being sent back. They're being dealt with relatively quickly and not being allowed to gallivant around while they're waiting for decisions to be made. So what that shows to me is that if we were to stop all those who were entering the country illegally, hold on to them, deal with them quickly and remove them, that would be one way of discouraging more to come. But I wouldn't hold my breath, frankly, that we've seen the last of Albanian criminals trying to get into the country. We haven't, and they will continue to come.
But Alp, are you deeply frustrated? People like yourself have been saying this is going to happen for a very, very long period of time. I mean, you know, I'll just say this, OK? A lot of these countries where people are coming from, you know, Donald Trump said they're not sending their best, and he was hounded for saying that. And unfortunately, we are seeing criminals coming across the channel. And a lot of these people, I am sure, other countries are glad to see the back of.
Well, I don't know if they're colluding to that extent from their governments, and governments across the board are doing that. But when you've got people like the Archbishop of Canterbury saying that effectively anyone who comes here illegally in a dinghy and says, give me asylum, that immediately we have to give them asylum because that's what they are, I'm afraid that all it does is encourage more and more to come. Patrick, can I just, on the earlier story about the civil servants, I'd like to say something, if I may.
Yeah.
Because I was a member of that union, the union that the Public and Commercial Services Union, which is threatening strike action. I was a member of it for many, many years, and indeed I am still a member, a retired member of that union. What today has done to me is prompted me to make the decision that I will no longer be a part of that union. It is a disgrace. It is illegal, I feel, what they're doing. As Jacob Rees-Mogg explained earlier, our whole constitution, if you like, is based on the fact that politicians are elected, the civil service implement the policies that the elected politicians have put in place. That should happen as a matter of course. As a former civil servant, in fact, I was chair of the Foreign Office's PCS branch in the 90s. So, you know, I do know what I'm talking about. There are a lot of people at the top of the union, frankly, you would never see them vote Tory for sure. A lot of them in the old days would vote things a lot further to the left than Labour.
Yeah.
I cannot understand why they are now claiming that somehow this is illegal. It isn't illegal. It's perfectly legal, and they should get on with their job.
Albert, I thank you for coming on, as ever, and also as being so candid and giving us a wonderful insight there. It's always massively appreciated, Alp, and thank you very much. That's Alp Mehmet there, is the Chairman of Migration Watch UK.